something interesting's come. So let's see what I've got. Stickers. Very nice. I'm not sure what's going on here. Is this meant to be like that? Has the machining gone crazy, or is this some oiling type thing, or is that deliberate? I mean, it probably wouldn't matter because there's going to be something bolted on here anyway, but it just seems a bit weird. Unless it's oil flow related. If anyone knows, let me know. And then there's the pinion, and you see it's got 6 splines, so really I should check it fits my gearbox, shouldn't I, before we put this into the casing. Really saying it won't go in. Panic over. I was really worried then. I thought I'd missed something else. Right, it does go in. Okay. So, can carry on making progress, hopefully. I've also counted the teeth, and we've got 12 teeth here, and we've got 39 teeth here, which is 3 3/12. You divide one by the other. Basically it is 3.25 to 1, which is what I ordered, but it's worth checking. So I'm just waiting for the threaded rod, 20mm diameter, to arrive to make my bearing pusher outer, pinion bearing pusher outer tool, to take it out of the case, and then I'll start videoing that process. I've cobbled together this strange tool. It's this. Goes here, pushes out this bearing. You see the little dimple there. So this is my version of it. It's really crude and clunky, but it might work. So it's a great big threaded rod with a big nut on it, thrust bearing, a few chunky washers. I welded the bottom on one key, which is why there's a stringer weld here, so that when it takes it back to roughly vertical. Then this thing fits over the top. We've got a tube with a washer welded on it, blob welded in the end, blobber weld on the end, which should fit into that dimple there, you see, and do the job. So chances are I've made it too long or something and it won't fit, but hey, let's see. Well, I had to get rid of 2 of these washers, but I did just get it to fit. That looks like it might work. Managed to slide a bit of cardboard in behind there as well. So, but before I do that, I need to take this lot apart. So I need to knock the tabs, bend the tabs the right way, and undo this. I might need to make myself a special spanner from a piece of flat bar. Yeah. We'll see. Right, I've sharpened up my general purpose bashing screwdriver, which is metal all the way through to the end, and I've just managed to tap the locking tabs here. It's like a washer with things that stick out, and you can see some of them were bent up over this nut and some were bent down, still are, over the lower one. So since these are done up against each other, I now need to undo the top one whilst holding the lower one still. And as I said, I may need to make some kind of spanner to do this. I think you can buy one probably, but goodness knows. Let's have a go. Depends how tight it is. So you're thinking, what is he doing now? Well, I made a spanner. It's really ugly, but it's an exact fit. And I've welded this piece on here badly, just to stop the jaws of the spanner like spreading open as soon as I put any load on it. So it's just a big thick slab of metal that was lying around on the floor. So no, it's not pretty, but it might work. So let's see what happens. I'm just letting it cool down first. Just looking at this, I'm not sure what's going on here. There's like teeth marks on it. Maybe they've held it in some grips. And then I'm looking at these deep gouges. This gouge goes that way. So I mean, have they put something in there and hit it hard to tighten it? Right, even more confusing. What am I doing now? Right, well, I've got the mole grips on the lower nut really tight, and they're up against this bolt here. And I've got my screwdriver on the top with a great big length of rod attached to it. So I'm going to gently push that way, and this nut should just come undone, shouldn't it? Well, the spanner nearly popped off, but just before it popped off, it did start to turn. Look, it's starting to go. Ooh. See? Well, that's a stroke of luck. To be honest, I wasn't really convinced that was going to work. I thought the spanner would just twist and pop off. Just check I'm not hitting anything. Might as well keep going till I get stuck. Spanner cam. Interestingly, it doesn't get any looser, it's still quite hard to turn. Something popped off then. I think it was the tab of a piece of a lock tab. Oh, nothing like homemade tools, is there? Keep that, I might need it when I come to put it back on. You never know. To be honest, if that hadn't have worked, I might have started trying something like this, which is a bit brutal. Anyway, it's worked, so we're in business. One thing to note here, you can't just now hold that with some grips or something and then undo this with this washer on it, because the washer has got a tab, see there, which slides down there, so it won't want to turn. So I think just get the mangled remains of the washer off. There. And then this should, well, if I gently grip this, this should turn. One thing I'm noticing is, I don't know if this is just precision fit, because it doesn't look, the threads don't look dirty or anything. Normally when you loosen a nut, it spins off. This doesn't, it's actually quite tight all the way off. So to protect the splines, I'm just holding them with cardboard around them, and then I'm using these adjustable grips to slowly undo this. These are another tool that's just amazingly useful. You can grip things of any size with them. Right, it's come this far, can't get it any further, and I'm at risk of gnarling these up if I put a clamp on. So I'm going to now, because the bearings are now loosened up, because the compression is gone off them, although that may not matter actually. I'm going to heat the case. It says you should heat the case with a blowtorch. Just warm it up to expand it, and then turn this nut, and then this stops the tube part rotating while I turn the nut up against the bearing here, and it should push it out. Again, what could possibly go wrong? Quite a lot actually. Yeah, so let's see how we get on with that. Right, I'm halfway out. You can see that there's another one of these to come yet. This bearing is out of its housing. See? So, if anything, that was the tighter of the two. That suddenly popped and then came out. Yeah, so we've got about, I think, about that much more to go before the next big bearing comes out. I'm using the blowtorch just to heat around here. Apparently you don't have to get it incredibly hot, just sort of, well, I'm not going to try with my finger, but apparently so you can just sort of, just pretty hot to touch it. You wouldn't put your finger on it, just sort of a bit less than boiling point maybe. It all seems about, I watched a few videos on this, it all seems a little bit vague. Anyway, it's moving, so I'm going to keep going. Coming up here. Getting easier. Right, I can feel it's about to fall out. Let's turn that off. So it's not going to burn me, right? No, hopefully I'll just be able to... Oh, look at that! I knew that was going to happen. Right. Nothing looks too damaged. That's good. Right. These bearings are loose, you can see them. Okay, let's find some... put this on. Just for now. Despite me playing around with the blowtorch, this is actually not that warm. I mean, it's not hot. I'm putting my finger on it. I just say it's the high end of warm, not quite hot. So I mean, it could have gone a lot hotter, basically, there if it wasn't coming out. But it all went okay.